giving all praises, honor, glory, and worship to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and greetings and salutations to you, Akim, upholding the testimony of Yahushai in truth and in sincerity. All right, this is Thursday camp. We're out here, man. All right, proclaiming the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, setting his name up on high, as it says in Isaiah, the 12th chapter. We're going to speak about prophecy, and that's the duty of a prophet. All right, the term prophecy, prophetis, which means to say before. All right, and what are we speaking of before? We're speaking of essentially the end days, which we're living in. A lot of the stuff is almost, if we're not quick enough, it's going to beat us to it, and that's what's going to happen to a lot of you fake Israelites, man. That MOTB prophecy is going to beat you to it. All right, it's going to beat you to it. You're supposed to be saying these things before they happen. That's how you know. That's when the scripture says, then they shall know a prophet has been amongst them. Because the prophets proclaimed these things and gave the testimony, and essentially these people are condemned because the prophecies are going to come to pass. They're going to be fulfilled. Bring out Matthew.
Kind. This is Matthew 24 and verse 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
It says, then shall be great tribulation. All right? Now, what tribulation is that talking about? Well, Jeremiah spoke about that. Jeremiah spoke about that. Can we grab that? When Jeremiah spoke on that tribulation, the 30th, you know where it goes.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5. It says, for thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear and not of peace.
Yep, fear and not of peace. All right, why is it fear? Because of the drums of war. All right, this society, this world is about to go into World War III, all right, which is going to be annihilation on many different parts, except essentially for that remnant.
Right.
Because if it's not by the famine, the scripture says many shall perish of famine. All right, a lot of these people are going to starve to death because the Houthis are cutting off your supply route, man.
Yep.
Okay, and then you got to go underneath the Horn of Africa. That's going to get shut off too. Hey, when them submarines start getting activated, all type of North Korean submarines, Iranian submarines. All right, you people don't get the picture until it's too late. Go ahead.
God, this is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly.
Right, and so what the prophet John was speaking about when it says the second woe is past, meaning World War I and World War II they already came to pass. That's when it was talking about the locusts. It was speaking about the airplanes. It was going into that. That's what John was speaking on. All right, but it says the third woe cometh quickly, meaning this third woe is not going to be it's not going to tear. It'll be in a couple hundred years. No, it's here now.
Yeah.
It's here now, and they're going to press buttons, and it's going to be a wrap. But what's taking place in the Middle East? Make no mistake about it. That's World War III.
Right.
World War III doesn't start when Russia shoots a missile and hits America. World War III starts when, like I always compare in this notion. World War II didn't start in Stalingrad. It didn't start with Japan getting bombed.
Yeah.
All right, but with the atomic bombs. It started, all right, well, on the European front when Germany and the Soviet Union invaded Poland. All right, now, but that wasn't the climax of it. The climax of this war is going to be when this place is destroyed by thermonuclear missiles.
Cool, I got something for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah. Bear with me for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. And it reads, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Right, because throughout history, the battles that have been fought by men, and I will say men, all right, it's been with confused noise. It's been with the sound of different chains and bucklers and shields and swords and limbs coming off, and men screaming because they know it's a wrap because their limb is off.
Right, yeah.
That type of stuff.
Yeah.
Keep reading.
Isaiah 9 and 5, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood.
Yeah, horses screeching, elephants screeching, because you had elephants with warfare in the ancient world. Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right. So this isn't going to be now the World War III. Yes, you're going to have people fighting asymmetric. It's going to be guerrilla warfare. There's going to be different, formats of fighting throughout the planet Earth. But in actuality, this war is not going to the end. When this war is won, it's going to be based upon thermonuclear missiles.
That's right.
And by the way, none of you nations are going to win.
Right.
All right. The only nation that's going to win is the nation of Yasharallah, because we don't even call ourselves Israel. We don't even. You guys have just hijacked everything. You tarnished the name, right? Because in actuality, our name isn't Israel. Our name is Yasharallah. They don't call themselves Yasharallah. They call themselves Yisrael. I don't even know what the hell that is. You see? They call themselves a Jew. What the hell is a Jew? Yahweh didn't say nothing about no Jew. All right? We're Hebrew Israelites, man. It's all 12 tribes. We're not a Babylonian slur. We're not about to walk around and proclaim ourselves using Babylonian terminology, talking about we Jews, man. That's what happened when you forgave it. Go ahead. Whoever got the precept. Go ahead, bro. Was that it on that?
That was it on
Yeah.
that.
Go ahead.
Matthew.
Yeah, get Matthew.
Back in Matthew 24 and verse 21, I'm gonna read that again. It says, "For then
Make
shall
sure you
be,
speak up because of that sound.
for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be."
It's,
Time. Matthew 24 and verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be."
And so that's talking about the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. And who is Jacob? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And don't get me wrong, those who are scattered abroad. It doesn't matter about your skin color. It's about the content of your heart. What does that mean? Based upon the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Spirit.
It's the spirit, because yes, it's according to the seed. You have to descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but you have to have the mind of Abraham. Being of the flesh isn't good enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't good enough. That's why we got kicked out the land. That's why the Romans came in 70 AD. That's why these heathens are all over throughout North America having a good ass time, man. When this is Gadite and Reubenite territory.
That's right.
This is some bull crap, man. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 6. "Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins."
Right. It says every man's with his hands on his loins. All right. Now this is you can also apply this to famine too. Because this is comparing a man to a woman, like a woman giving birth. But these people, the scripture says, many shall perish by famine. That's what really is gonna make Jacob's trouble so bad, that famine, and so many other things. But the scripture says many shall perish. There's no way to die like famine. That's the worst way you can go out. Get starving to death, starvation.
Oh yeah, let me get that one in Lamentations.
Oh, yeah.
I
real
was
quick.
thinking about that. That's spirit. You got it.
Lamentations chapter 4.
Yeah,
It's let me see, Lamentations 4 and verses 9. "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger."
See, they that are slain with the sword, meaning it's better to die by a gun, to die by a sword, to die by a weapon, to be killed, in that format, than to die of famine, because famine is long on your mental. And it's like every second you have to deal with that punishment and that terror of not knowing, when you're gonna get some food, not having food, the pain of actually your body eating and deteriorating and rotting away.
Yeah, it's a terrible feeling, man. If you ever been in that, situation, not being able to figure out what you're gonna eat for the next day, it, like the brother mentioned, it weigh on your mind, on your spirit, man. You're like, dang, what I'm gonna eat? What I'm gonna eat? You fighting that, within your mental space, but also your body fighting you. Eating at you, tearing you apart, man.
Yeah, and then people, what's that term? They get hangry, they get
Yeah.
hungry and angry.
Yeah.
Hey, so that's gonna lead to, 2 Ezra 15? They shall be invading one another
Yeah.
for the lack of bread, for great tribulation.
Oh, that's talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I said it said great
Jacob's trouble,
tribulation.
yeah.
That's talking about Jacob's trouble. That's what the brother read. That's what he's reading.
Continuing on, Lamentations 4 and 9. "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field."
See, you pine away, meaning they deteriorate away. wanting the fruit of the field, meaning wanting to be nourished by food. And guess what? All these people in these cities, oh, they cute, they living good, they feeling good about themselves. They pat themselves on the back. I'm in a penthouse, nigga. I'm this, I'm that, I'm nice. I got a good job. You're gonna die of starvation. Because guess what? Where's the food? Houston, Atlanta, California, wherever you at, man. Colorado, wherever state that you may be in. Right? And in all actuality, whatever country you're in, because the food supply is so delicate. A lot of these third world countries, even though they have an abundance of land, all right, oftentimes in a very fertile land, they don't grow vegetation themselves.
Right.
They have that stuff imported.
Yeah.
When the supply chain is cut off, they're gonna starve, man. They're gonna starve to death. When the supply chain is cut off, who Americans or you people who are living in America, you're going to die. Your garden is not gonna save you.
Right.
Your garden, do you understand you're living by means of people? People are gonna come door to door. It's gonna be groups of 10 to 20 men with AR-15s, with guns, highly trained. They're gonna come door to door in all different types of neighborhoods.
That's all.
You gonna, and he's off and he's done.
Right. I was gonna say, they're already doing that in New York with all these immigrants that's coming up. They're actually knocking on people's doors. It's actually a woman, all right, asking for change, with acting like they're poor and down and out. Meanwhile, it's a whole mob trying to get into your door. There's no new thing no new thing under the sun like they did in 70 AD when they were going from house to house. They were eating shoes, eating
Rifles.
belts,
Yeah. That's
for the
the
lack of bread.
The brother going into the famine, and you go read Josephus, which Josephus is a book. It's not a part of the books of the prophets, but it's as far as like understanding the Bible and filling in historical void, because we've been cut off from our heritage. So that historical perspective that Josephus gave is very much edifying. All right, and that's what the brother's going into those details, because the prophets didn't speak about the famine of 70 AD, but Josephus, I mean, they spoke about it, but not in that detail that you're talking about.
Right.
I was gonna say too, Rashad, if I can, these immigrants that's coming up here too is a certain state where they're going to the like the state capitals, where they're asking for laws in them for them to be able to get cars and money so they can eat, man. And they're storming up to these cities, to these councils in them. They're going up there asking them to do something about it, man. But eventually, man, these people are gonna run down on these politicians, man.
Yeah, because they've been, you politicians have been bamboozling and deceiving the mass of the populace. You've been hand in hand with your masters on the left-hand side. And a lot of these people, they see through that, and they're gonna come get you.
Yeah.
Now us, we're spiritual, and we really don't give a damn about you. You're gonna die anyway. We just really worried about being saved. The man of great millstone. The Lord's gonna give us that power according to prophecy. Go ahead.
I had a quick
Go ahead.
Because we were talking about you people dying from the famine and being hungry. All right, but this is Isaiah 65, which the Lord is going to feed his men. All right, but this is Isaiah 65:13. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat."
Time out, brother. He said, behold, he said, Ra'ah, he said, Ibadya. He said, my servant shall eat, which servant in the Hebrew is Ibad. All right? And he said his servants are going to eat, not all people of the earth. All right? And the servants are the Israelites, by the way. And not only the Israelites, but the elect of the nation of Israel. Because the majority of the nation of Israel are going to die. They're going to die of famine, which is starvation. They're going to die of different diseases that the so-called white man, if you don't have that hedge, if you don't have the blood of Yahweh on you, it doesn't matter that you're the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You should add the woman Mary that was there in 70 AD. Just talking about it.
Mary,
you should ask Mary. And you should ask her son that she ate.
Yeah, she ate, yeah.
And she offered the meat to others.
Oh, you mind?
That's where the Lord gonna put you people. They're like, oh, I would never do that. Mary was a businesswoman. She was a wealthy so-called black woman back in the Roman Empire. Do you think she was gonna do that? No, the Lord's gonna starve you niggas out. Go ahead.
Right quick. Back to Lamentations chapter 4, verse 10. The hands of the pitiful woman has sodden their own children.
That's prophecy. See, because in Lamentations, it prophesied of what Mary was going to happen with her, and that marriage was one example. That was happening throughout. Judea, man. Jerusalem. It's cannibalism, man. And that's what's going to happen throughout the planet Earth. These people are going to resort to cannibalism because of lack of bread. You're not going to be able to provide for your children, and you're going to end up doing things that you are immeasurable, the things that you would have never even considered doing, man.
Right.
Because guess what? These people don't have any morality to them anyway. They're a bunch of Canaanites.
Right.
But that goes into, being people like of a low land, a low degenerate moral character. Because the Canaanites were like that. That's why the Lord even gave them that name.
Well, some of these Israelites, not to cut you off, you got some of these Israelites now where, they finding out that there's human meat in some of the meats, like hot dogs, certain other things. So Jake at the point, they're like, well, shit, we was already eating it. Why can't we just go ahead and why don't we just go ahead and eat this, our children, man? They're not gonna second guess it or think twice, man. You got Jake out here eating raccoons and possum and putting it on TikTok, man. All right, Jake, a lot of you people, man, they're not gonna think about it, man. They just gonna go ahead and do it, man.
Yep.
Especially for wanting to eat.
Yeah, and that's why we fear Yahweh Shem Shai.
That's right.
Because we don't want to die of famine.
Yeah,
And you
right.
better believe if you ain't right, Jack, you'll die of famine.
Right.
It said many shall perish. That means if you ain't right, most likely you're gonna die of famine. That's what that means. You think you ain't even gonna get to a missile. You know what I'm saying? You better. No, I ain't gonna say you better hope you get. But you ain't. A lot of these people not even gonna get to see the missile, man.
Right.
Of course, we understand the resurrection.
Own children. That
Meaning
work.
she ate her own child. She cut up her child, ate the child. Mary did that, and during the time of 70 AD when the Romans besieged Jerusalem.
That's right.
This is secular history. This is not like these guys are the Bible. Yes, the Bible. Yes, you're right. We are reading the Bible. You guys are stupid and degenerates to even question the Bible. Go ahead.
It's continuing on in Lamentations 4:10. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Yep. Go ahead. What you got?
Kind of back in Isaiah 65 and verse 13, it says, therefore thus said the Lord God, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, behold, my servant shall eat.
He said, my servants shall eat, which the servants are the prophets. All right, the prophets are the one that's going to eat. And Lord willing, we hope to be of that number. We hope that all, what the scripture said, what did Moses say? He said, I will wish that all the nation of Israel man were prophets. That was a wish of Moses. It's not a reality. That's not what God wanted. That's not what Yahweh wanted. He has a remnant, man. That's just what it is. You guys trying to, come on, Israel, we're going to all come together. We're not all coming together. These guys are murderers. These guys crucified Yahweh. But we don't want to come together with them, man. Unless the Lord want to have mercy, but it's still a set number for destruction. You can't move that number. That set number is going to happen regardless, man.
Right.
We just hope that we're not a part of that number. Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says, but ye shall be hungry. Behold,
Yeah, ye shall be hungry, meaning you scoffers, you different nations that came up against us. All right, feeling yourself proud and arrogant. You Arabs, we're going to stay on you. Fuck Gaza, man, because guess what? You are in our land. You the ones who put us in slavery. You built the slave ships for the small hats to put us in slavery. You goddamn Arabs. But you're crying about some Gaza. You don't even belong in Gaza. Abraham banished Ishmael. You don't belong there.
Well, what about the sub-Saharan slave trade? You still paying for that?
Yeah.
That's the way of the Most High getting back on you with this whole situation because of what you did to the Israelites during the sub-Saharan slave trade. Sending them to the sub-Saharan desert, castrating them. So, hey, the Most High
Niggas.
requires, all right, you reap what you sow, like it says in Galatians 6 and 7.
Yeah, to say for instance, those Arabs were to overcome these, the Israelis, the gutter rats, the Jews, and they come together as a Arab allegiance. You have the UAE, you got Saudi Arabia, it's a lot of them, the nations around too are, some of them are Elamites, you got Iran and things of that nature.
Yeah, you're right.
But if those nations come together and have a joint rulership, they're not gonna put niggas in the midst, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. If they were to do some type of union, it's gonna be with other powerful nations, man.
Yeah.
And control certain reserves and put other nations as subservience unto them. So why would we have empathy or sympathy for the Arab nations when all of them have an intention and an agenda, and they have intentions for their nation to be the world global power any fucking way?
Well, back them up with Psalms, the 83rd chapter. know, we're going back to brother with the book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter. And also you Arabs, according to biblical prophecy, you guys, man, that's just, it's really just a battle for the thrones, man. That's all it is. When you really consider it, like you got the Arabs who descend from Ishmael, that was the son of Abraham. You got us, the Israelites, the sons of God. We the seed of Abraham. We the true heirs. You got Esau, who's also a son of Abraham. And all three of us, we kind of like the main three nations really trying to duke it out. You know, we through the spirit. We in the background. Did you get what I'm saying? We're gonna win.
Yep.
But it's like through the spirit, you know. And then you got Moab. Why is Moab big? Because Moab is our cousin. The so-called Chinese are our cousins. They come from Moab. Then Ammon is a great nation, but Esau put Ammon in his place in World War II. That's why Ammon not great no more. You know, Ammon, before World War II, Ammon was the king of the East, man. That dude ruled all of the damn East. He ruled China, he ruled all them islands. But guess what? According to biblical prophecy, Esau was supposed to have the fatness of the earth. That's why Esau came and conquered you guys, because he had the sword. The atomic bomb was the sword the Lord blessed Esau with.
Mm-hmm.
That was a part of biblical prophecy. That's Genesis, what, the 27th chapter? The blessing of the sword.
Yeah,
Esau
right.
got blessed. The self-proclaimed white race got blessed with the sword. That's how they overcame the Japanese with atomic bombs. Go ahead.
All right, this is Psalms 83 and verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power.
It is time for the Lord to work, man. You know, He's gonna work on you nations. You better believe that, Jack. He's gonna work on you nations. The Lord is more, he's upset, to say the least. He's disgusted, to say the least, at the inhabitants of the earth. It's just that your iniquity hasn't been fulfilled yet, you stupid nations. See, if we could have told the Amorites that, they didn't get it though. Walls of Jericho fell, all of them. They just slaughtered all of them Canaanites. But that's because, why didn't we just do it automatically? Because their iniquity wasn't fulfilled. The Lord gives these different nations, everything has a set time by the Lord. It's like, dang, Lord, why you didn't just immediately be like, because he didn't want to.
Zephaniah 3 and 8 said, wait ye upon me, for it's my determination.
It's his timing. It's the Lord's timing. Our job is to measure the time diligently in itself. And how do we do that? We measure the times through biblical prophecy.
Yeah.
All right, so the same way the Canaanites, when you go to that, can you get that, is that Judges, Deuteronomy? For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet fulfilled.
Try Genesis 15.
Genesis, oh shoot, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and just grab that real quick. Because I keep saying that because the Canaanites lived in what you consider Israel. All right, and in all actuality, when you go into the history, those like the kingdom of Akkad in Mesopotamia, those really in the ancient world before the Assyrians came into power, you know, in Mesopotamia, that was really ruled. Genesis 15, let's get that. That was really all ruled by Canaanite warlords, like before the Assyrians came in power. So the Lord had the Canaanites on the level for hundreds of years, centuries. Like even that landmass of Israel, those were Amorite and Canaanite. And you had Philistines and Hittites, but you get what I'm saying? They were strong, solidified in that land. But the Lord, guess what? The Lord had them come down at an instant, essentially, when we came through, because their iniquity was fulfilled. The wall of Jericho, you know how long it would take to, and how many war engines it would take for an army made of man to actually overcome the walls of Jericho? The walls of Jericho wasn't no fucking fence, man. These were huge. These people were living there for centuries, man. They've been building up on these walls for centuries. This was a fortress. Yeah. And we walked around it. We had the Ark of the Covenant in front of us, which represents Yahweh Shah, and we walked around it for 7 days, one time. Yeah. And the Lord told us not to say a word. He didn't want words, he wanted action. We were supposed to walk, and he wanted obedience. We walked around the wall of Jericho, and on the 7th day, he told the Israelite warriors, he said, when you hear the trumpet sound, you're gonna walk around the wall 7 times. When you hear the trumpet sound, you give a shout, and you say, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua, for he gave you the victory. I'm briefly paraphrasing. You see? And then when we did that, the walls came down. It wasn't no war engines where we were shooting big firestones to take the wall down. Yeah. It was through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. That's how we're gonna get the victory now.
Yeah, even when you go into, Israel, we really started to build, And it's really not so much of recordings, even in regard to building machinery for war. You know, the only things you can see were some type of mechanically innovativeness. I think you had Samson where he actually lit up the foxes to go through. But as far as machine-based fighting, man, you had the Maccabees where they would actually use elephants. You know, but that was really the other nations too. Those other nations fighting Israel. So it was all through the Spirit of the Lord. The point I'm trying to make, just like to add to the brother, all of it was a decisive victory through the Lord. You know, and you'll have researchers that'll go to the walls of Jericho area and they'll, you know, say that, you know, that was a pretty heavy construct. That's why it was, that wall was one of the determining factors for Israel's success, man. You know, and it was all through the Spirit of the Lord that they was able to get through that, like you just said. That, and as a side note, going back to those Hamites, they have some very sturdy builds, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of constructs that's in Africa, you know, all throughout and stuff like that. Those, you know, it's very, very. At that time, it would be pretty much considered highly developed, you know. But through the Spirit of the Lord, you see how it went down just in a matter of faith, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta know.
Yeah, that's right, brother. Go ahead and bring your precept. Yeah,
I got a precept for you.
Yeah.
2 Esdras 4:37. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
Yep, that's what he did with the Amorites, and that's what he's doing with this society. These nations, these people in America, they think it's good because the judgment wasn't executed speedily. The Canaanites, they thought it was good because the Lord didn't judge them speedily, and they was doing all type of wickedness. They was worshiping Baal, child sacrifice, all right, worshiping what is it called, the Nath or Astarte, all right. They was doing this demonic stuff, doing this terrible bestiality, all type of stuff. The Lord said that these nations were doing that, you know. But guess what? The Lord had a set time for them to be able to rule. They had their empires, had their societies, had generations, had dynasties. But it came to an end. And this society, many types of support, this society, America, NATO, EU, all you different countries, Pakistan, Iran, China, it is coming to an end, man. It's coming to an end. Go ahead.
Got this account for you. The point is at 16, I'm gonna start at 13. Genesis 15:13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Yep, and it's for you Arabs, man, 'cause I know y'all be listening. All right, Abraham, he's our father. You descend from Abraham, but he banished you guys, man. You guys don't know that because you don't read the book of Moses. You just like reading your Quran. But if you read what came before the Quran, it'll tell you that Abraham, all right, what you call Abraham, but you don't even know what his name means. We ain't even gonna go down that right now.
That's too much.
Yeah, Abraham. Then we start questioning them. They start just, oh, I'm gonna kill everybody. That's the only thing they do. They just have a meltdown and start killing people, man. But see, the sons of God, we spiritual. You know? Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Right, and that's what took place in ancient Egypt. All right, so showing you that seed, did he have the seed of Ishmael? Were you Arabs? Were you in Egypt, ancient Egypt? You're in Egypt now. Now you're in Egypt because of the caliphate and all that stuff. But you weren't in this is before the Greek. This is before the caliphate. This is before the Greeks. This is before the Achaemenid Persians. This is before the Babylonians. This is before the Assyrians. This is when we were in Egypt as slaves, the Israelites. You guys know this, the Hebrew Israelites. This is not something that you guys know this. Go ahead.
Right, and it says, verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge.
And the Lord judged them nasty Hamites. He judged them Hamites. He drowned Pharaoh in the Red Sea. You know, really he killed Pharaoh in the Red Sea. He probably got killed on impact when that water smacked him in the bottom of the sea.
Oh yeah.
You see? Go ahead.
And afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
Yep, and we came out with great spoils. That's what the Israelites did. The Lord did it. The Lord gave it to us. And we're gonna come out with great substance out of this society. We're not going, how we spoil you guys is how you guys gonna come back in slavery. Yeah. Because in America, we're not gonna take nothing from America because America's gonna get wiped. There's gonna be death. Like, and we don't even want nothing in America. Fuck this place. We got other stuff to worry about, brothers. We got other parts of the earth to work to deal with. This place gonna be a desert. We don't care about this place. All right, but guess what? The people who mistreated us in this landmass, they're gonna die in thermonuclear warfare, and they're going to be reincarnated, and they're going to be our slaves in captivity. And then you other nations that's in different provinces on the earth, all right, guess what? All your possessions, a lot of you guys are going to try to fight us. When we get the spiritual powers, you're going to lose miserably. Then the remainder, you're going to be like, no, we can't do it. Let's just give ourselves up. Kind of got you. When you give us up, when you give yourself up, we're going to have you and your children in captivity. And we're going to rule you with a rod of iron righteously. We're not going to mistreat you. We're going to judge you according to the Lord's judgment, man. All right? That's according to biblical prophecy. Isaiah the 14th chapter. First verse. And you want to talk about the heathens, let's go to the second verse. You know? You have more on that, bro?
Two more verses.
Yeah.
And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in good old age.
Right.
Go ahead. This the point. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
Right. So it had a certain season. When we were in Egypt, the Amorites were living. They had city-state empires. They had rulership over the land of Canaan. And when you go, you go into the history over a lot of parts of the Middle East. The scriptures really go into Canaan because the Lord gave us that landmass called Canaan at that time period. But in the kingdom, the Lord gonna give us the whole landmass of the Middle East, man. That's gonna be an inheritance to the sons of God. And finish that, and I'm gonna step down.
Let me read it again. That was
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm stop, brother. Shalom. I'm gonna let another brother burn.
Yeah, continuing on, man. Like the brother was saying, the Lord has this thing numbered and measured out, and he actually proved that and showed that via the visions given to his prophet Daniel. Because when you read Daniel the 7th chapter, even Daniel the 2nd chapter, the various kingdoms were already numbered. We just didn't know how long each one would last, when it would come. But we, through that vision, which was, broken down, and now we have the understanding, we know, okay, that was this captivity. Because Daniel was in what? He was captive to Nebuchadnezzar and which were the Babylonians or the Assyrians. And the media, I'm sorry?
I say ethnically, yeah, I was backing you up.
Yeah. We call him the Babylonians. He was an Assyrian technically, but the Persian Empire was not yet fulfilled. Matter of fact, let's go into that. Somebody grab Daniel 7, please. So the Medo-Persian kingdom hadn't come yet. The Greek kingdom hadn't come yet. The Roman Empire hadn't come yet, right? But the Lord had already, and could you grab Isaiah 46 and start at 9 for me? You got it? Yeah, these kingdoms hadn't come yet. Go ahead and start at the top.
So this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters.
And if I'm not mistaken, Belshazzar was Nebuchadnezzar's son or grandson. Keep going.
Verse 2.
Because you had monarchies back then. As we go into those breakdowns with dealing with the fourth beast being diverse, when you had those kingdoms back then, it was more kept in the family. Your son would rule, and his son would rule, and his son or next of kin according to the patriarchy, through the paternal lineage. Go ahead.
Verse 2 says, Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, and diverse one from another.
Right, and beasts are pretty much representative of those without order. All right, the law, statutes, and commandments made us a living soul, like the scripture says. Pretty much the wisdom was breathed into Adam. He was made a living soul. That's what the law, statutes, and commandments are. That's why our nation is a holy nation. We're not beasts, except for when we are in that 2/3, spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Gentile spirit. Right?
Yeah.
That brute beast spirit.
Those
beasts.
and that's talking about empires too, showing you that what you said about being beasts. These empires are unholy.
Yeah.
Right? They're those description beasts. The same thing for the American Empire, which is dragon, because it's Rome all over again.
Right, and then beasts too. We were in them. We were held captive in these captivities.
Right,
you
right.
understand? Go
Verse
ahead.
4. So the first was like a lion,
Yep.
and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given into it.
Now, it said it was a lion with wings, and when you look at the history of that first beast, which was the Babylon, or the Assyrians, you could say, they had an animal known as the griffin,
Yep.
which was known to be a lion with eagle's wings.
Right. Read it out, brother.
Okay?
Read it out.
Read that again, brother.
Verse 4. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given into it.
And that man is Nebuchadnezzar, okay? The king of Babylon. Keep going.
Verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it.
Now wait. Now that one side is talking about being raised on one side, because all right, now the bear, that's synonymous. Okay, read that again, Baba Shah.
Con, verse 5. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it.
Yeah, now this was a dual kingdom. This was what you call the Medes and the Persians, all right, which essentially the Medes were Japhites, and then you had the Persians, which were Elamites. And the one side being raised on another represent one kingdom. In between those joint kingdoms were more exalted than the other. And that ended up being the Persian Empire, or the Persian kingdom being more exalted than the Medes. But it began with the Medes, okay? Keep going. And the 3, read that again.
Con. It says, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it.
And the 3 ribs represent the various directions that they conquered. They conquered Egypt, Lydia, and what else?
Babylon.
Babylon, exactly. Those are the 3 ribs it had in its teeth, in its mouth. All right, keep
Well,
going.
because it said in our previous verse that the wings were plucked. They were taken over.
Exactly, they were taken down.
The Assyrians, I think when it says the wings of
Plucked.
plucked, the Assyrians basically, they got through.
Yeah, they got taken over. That's
Yeah.
what it's talking about here.
Yeah, because what chapter is Daniel 7? That's Daniel 7,
Yeah,
right?
that's Daniel 7.
Jump back to Daniel 5 and read the last verse on Daniel 5, and then we're gonna go back to that.
Con, Daniel
Just
chapter
back on
5.
said.
Daniel chapter 5 and verse 31. It says, and Darius the Median took the kingdom,
Yep.
being about 62 years old.
Took what? He took over the Babylonians. Okay, that proves what the brother just said. So go back to Daniel 7 and
Darius, I believe, was son of Xerxes, or was the
But that was that Darius the Mede? I think that was the Mede.
Darius?
yeah,
Darius the Mede.
Xerxes
He was the
was a
grand-
Persian.
Oh, he was
Yeah,
a Persian. That's right.
That
Slakia.
Darius was,
I keep
I
thinking about
believe he was a grandfather on the mother side.
I
They
keep
were related,
getting
like
them
on-
mixed up.
It wasn't a direct patriotic.
Got you.
lineage, yeah.
Got it. Continuing back in Daniel 7, chapter 5, the latter part says, and they, well, I'll read it
Chapter
again.
7, verse 5.
Chapter 7, verse 5. It says, and behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side.
Now hold on. Now going back to what the priest was just saying, we are talking about kingdoms. We was talking about measuring the times, and these are different time periods that Daniel is saying here, pretty much. But they're manifesting as beasts. But these are different time periods, different empires that have not yet come to pass, except for one. All right, this is the power and how far out the Lord is. Matter of fact, bring out that Isaiah 46 and 10.
This is the book.
Started 9, Baba Shah.
This is
Just
the book
to
of
back that
Isaiah,
up.
chapter 46 and verse 9. Remember the former things of old,
Which is?
for
Keep going.
for I am the Most High, and there is none else.
None. Go ahead.
I am the Most High, and there is none like me.
Why? Keep going.
Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done.
Exactly. Keep
Sa-
going.
saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Right, and when you go into the Hebrew word for counsel, it goes into purpose. These are all the intents and purposes of the Lord. And he declared all this from the beginning before even those dreams were given to Daniel. That's how far ahead of all of this the Lord is. Go back to that Daniel 5, Baba Shah. And if y'all got anything, y'all.
Back to Daniel 5 or 7?
Daniel 7 and 5.
Come on. Daniel 7, verse 5. It says, and behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said, thus unto it,
Lydia,
arise,
Babylon, and Egypt, go ahead.
come, arise, devour much flesh.
Yeah, and that's what they did. Because when the Medo-Persian Empire rose, they had became the greatest thing to exist at that point. You see? Go ahead.
God, verse 6 now. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl.
Right.
The beast had also 4 heads,
Oh man.
and dominion was given into it.
Woo. So let's unpack that. Read that again, and we're gonna go bit by bit.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard.
After that Medo-Persian Empire, now he's beholding what? Go ahead.
A leopard.
Likened to a leopard. And what is that synonymous with?
Alexander.
All right, Alexander, who was a Greek, right? And he was actually known to ride horses with leopards. You know? Go ahead.
It says, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
Right, he had 4 wings, which represented his 4 generals. All right, his 4 key generals, which were who? Ptolemy, Cassander, Lysimachus, and Seleucus. Right, and because that's who pretty much took over when he passed away. And why did it also mention the leopard? Because he conquered it with a swiftness.
Lightning warfare. That's like saying lightning warfare. That's why the Lord said leopard too.
Yeah.
Leopards are quick.
Yeah.
All the animals represented like the spirit kind of that kingdom. Like the Persians were known for being really big, like having really massive armies. That's why the Lord compared them to a bear. You know what I'm saying? Like Nebuchadnezzar, the lion, because the lion is coming up out of the thicket. That's talking about Nebuchadnezzar.
Right.
You
It's
know?
not talking about Yahweh Shah.
Nah, yeah, right.
Beautiful point. Thank you, brother. Yeah. So that kingdom would be what's known as the Greek Empire, led by Alexander, and continued to forward by his 4 generals. Keep going.
Verse 7, it says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Let me ask the brother right here. Brother, what kingdom is that talking about?
This one, right? That one.
Read it again, bro.
After this, Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
So, what? I'll give you a quick question. I mean, a quick clue. What came after the Greeks? Who came after the Greeks? Kind of. And basically, when it goes into it was diverse. Can the brother get I think it's like First Maccabees 8 and 15. Because Rome was known as the Iron Kingdom, and they used a lot of iron to fight in wars. When you look up the history of Josephus and whatnot, they used a lot of iron during battle. But
That represents their military might, right?
yeah, their military might, yeah.
She got a question.
Okay.
I just want to know, like, what camp were y'all?
This is Great Millstone Camp.
Was it here in Decatur?
I mean, we're Atlanta.
Because it's not often I see, like, this out here in Decatur, you know?
Yeah, every so often we come out here on Thursdays, but normally we're in the city
Yeah.
on Saturdays,
Okay.
and you can go on YouTube as well. Just look up Great Millstone Atlanta. All right.
So let's continue. So going into that 4th beast, now we're going to unpack that. Read that again, Bob Bishop, brother.
Verse 7, Daniel 7 and 7 says,
And I got that precept for you too.
after this, you want to continue or reread the 7?
You can reread it.
Con. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly,
Yeah.
and it had great iron teeth,
Yeah.
like the officer told you, the military might of this.
Yeah.
It said,
That was pretty much the glory and the legacy of the Roman Empire. They were known for that military. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, brother.
It says it devoured and brake in pieces
Yeah,
and stamped the residue with the feet of it,
yeah.
and it was
Because what they were doing, they was expanding like crazy, man. They was conquering pretty much the whole known world at that time. There was a force that anybody in their right mind wouldn't resist. You wouldn't come against them. You wouldn't fight them. And when they came to your area, you was gonna comply or you was gonna die.
Wow.
And when I say comply, that meant you had to get on your knees and kiss the eagle. You would become a vassal, and whatever they wanted, you would be in league with. Very similar to the United States.
Mhm.
Oh,
Same spirit.
yeah, same thing.
Same spirit. You comply with the dollar, you comply with the democracy, or you lose a leader and you get supplanted, and next thing you know, you following anyways.
truth.
And what the scriptures say, where it talks about how they oppress a man and they covet fields and take them by violence. They oppress a man, even his heritage.
Yep.
And that's what the Roman Empire did.
Yeah.
And that's what Babylon does. Babylon goes into these other countries and it says, hey, you got A, B, and C. And if they say, nah, we don't want none of that, then they devise a plan to go in there and take everything with force.
Right.
That's what happened.
So let's continue.
It says it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Now to go into that diverseness that we mentioned about, here go the precept to that. First Maccabees, I'm gonna read it.
The brother got it for you.
Oh, you got it? Go ahead, brother.
This is
God.
the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 8 and verse 15.
This is what made Rome more diverse. All right, go ahead.
It says, moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered,
Yeah.
and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them.
Yeah, First Maccabees 8 and 15. Yeah, it just goes into how they had the Senate. And like the officer was saying in Revelation, what you say, 13 and 12. Hey, can the brother get that right quick?
I got that.
Yeah, we'll get that right quick too. Cause you know, Rome. This is like New Age Rome, man. You know, like they've got the Democrats and Republicans. It's the same thing that happened in Rome.
Flavians and the patricians.
Right.
Right. And they voted in the Caesar, just like we voted in the president.
Right.
You know, saying it's America is literally a carbon copy of Rome, even down to their national symbol.
Oh, the clocks.
The clock.
You see a lot of Jakes that get the tattoos, which is going off with the Roman numerals. They got the Olympics, you know,
They got the Colosseums.
Colosseums.
Now, all of the other beast systems or the other empires, they were dynastic based. I mean, they had like a king, and they had sons succeed kings. So,
Yeah.
But Rome didn't have that.
Democracy.
That's and then something putting in like a Caesar or whatnot.
Yeah.
None of them were dynastic based.
Right.
It made them diverse.
Yes, sir.
This is the
You got it.
Revelation 13.
13. Yeah, you got it.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Now we saw Daniel receive visions of beasts. Now we're reading about John received visions of beasts also.
Yeah.
Same thing. This was another kingdom, another beast that had yet to manifest in the earth, but we're living in it right now.
Right.
This is that beast that John is speaking of right here, because the Lord declared the end from the beginning. That's right. Read that again, brother, and go into it.
Revelation 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Right. This beast came out of the earth, you could say in 1776, once it formally gained its independence from Britain. Okay? And it had 2 horns like a lamb, because now it's pretty much moving itself and fashioning itself just like after where it came from, Rome.
Right.
To 2 horns like a lamb, going back to the Senate, the one party versus another. Go ahead.
Yeah. The parties that we have today, the Democrats and the Republicans, back then it was the plebeians and the patricians.
But
Yeah.
also it says like 2 horns like a lamb. They're deceitful.
Exactly.
Right? They're deceitful because it says it's but speak as a dragon. So it came in as a lamb and humble.
Yeah, that's what the lamb represents. Right.
Right.
Bring it up.
However, we know what does the word devil mean? Diablos, deceiver.
Yeah, and when it talks about how he spake as a dragon, they're talking big boy shit. You know what I'm
Pony
saying?
and what?
They're talking.
Yeah.
They're saying things that they have no business saying. You know what I'm saying? That they're basically acting like as if they're God.
The scripture said a mouth speaking great blasphemy.
Great blasphemy.
Yeah. So that's it. That's speaking as a dragon.
Yeah, because their horns is symbolic of power too.
Yeah, bring
The
it up.
horns are symbolic of power. So they have great authority. So they're able to set these laws and set up certain things. Why? Because they have power. That's why they can talk big boy, talk. You know what I'm saying? Esau can do that.
Yeah.
And the comfort in it all is the Lord set this up. He
That's right,
ordained
baby.
this.
That's right, baby.
He ordained this. Go ahead, brother.
Revelation 13 and verse 12, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
All right, let's reread that and unpack it.
Okay. Revelation 13 and verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him.
So the United States of America would exercise, or look up the word exercise for me, somebody. So this system would pretty much exercise, because when you exercise, you're moving, you're doing something, right? It's doing the same power of the first beast before, the previous beast that we're reading about, the fourth beast.
Yeah.
Because when they came here with the intention of re-forwarding or resurging Rome into the earth.
Right.
So they're basically, they came here and they're doing that.
Well, you mentioned Renaissance.
You just mentioned Renaissance,
There
which
you go.
means rebirth. What the hell is getting rebirth?
Right.
Anybody ask that question? The
Right.
Roman Empire.
Right.
Yeah. Because again, that was Esau's glory.
Yep.
He began with the Greeks, but he stamped himself in the earth as the Roman Empire.
Yep.
All right? Go ahead.
Hold on, real quick, Baba Kashai.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the precept. Malachi chapter 1 verse 4 says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus the Lord of hosts, thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. This is what the brother is going into right now, talking about that rebirth. You heard the officer talk about what is that Renaissance mean? It means the rebirth.
Yep.
So this is Rome spiritually, right?
Right.
America, which is known as Babylon the Great, Babylon being confusion, and you look around America, all you see is confusion, is spiritually modern day Rome. You heard the other the officer bring it out. The Roman numerals. They teach Latin in their prestigious positions.
Yeah.
They got it's
on their money. It's on
yeah,
their
yeah,
funds.
Latin's on the dollar bill. What else? The Colosseums,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Your football stadiums and stuff. But what's one of the major telltale signs? What's the animal of what's the symbol of America? The eagle.
It's that Roman eagle. It's the same.
The
eagle.
standard.
Yeah.
I got one real quick if I can bring it out just to back up what he just brought out. This is it's still in Revelation 13, just up a little bit, and it says, and I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and the deadly wound was healed, and all the wonder and all the world wondered after the beast.
Because Rome was destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? It was taken down. It was a wound.
Deadly
Deadly
wound
wound.
was healed.
Which is America.
There we go.
And then too, it says that the whole world wondered after the beast. Wasn't the whole world like China? They don't even wear kimonos in China no more. They don't even wear
Suits and
kimonos.
ties.
Yeah, they wear suits and ties.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
You're right.
their whole agriculture system. You know, I seen a picture. Brother had posted it in chat. It was like China in 1986 or something like that, and you still had their
1990, I think.
1990. You still had their traditional buildings and all that stuff. And then here it is in 2023. Is you got high rises and shit like that.
Right.
You getting that from Esau?
They got it from
right.
Eden. They
You gotta
did.
let the brother get back.
You got it.
Yeah,
Doc.
yeah. I just want to get that word exercise and see what it says.
Okay.
In the Greek. Verse 12.
in there etymology.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, you can bring it up.
All right, this is exercise in etymology. It says condition of being active operation. It says practice for the sake of training. It also says execution of power.
Yeah. So the United States executed with power in the fashion of Rome.
That's right.
Yeah.
All these examples these brothers is mentioning, this shows you what this is, man. All these buildings, because Rome was also known for the concrete.
You know, the concrete laying, the building the roads and all of that.
Hey, Rome was also known for them buffets, man. You look at these golden corrals.
Yeah.
They would do that in the Coliseums. They would eat till they throw up.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I got that word.
It's a little bit more on there.
Bro, they can't hide.
No.
Y'all can't hide, man. Esau, you can't hide. Your skirt has been lifted, man.
Yeah. That's what happened.
It also says physical or spiritual exercise. It says training physical exercise. It says keep busy. But that's the point. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. So
You looking at it? You wanted the blue letter?
Yeah, he wanted in the blue.
Yeah, I got it in the blue Sorry, got it in the blue letter. It's a G4160. If I'm Poyeo.
Let Esau play it. Let Esau say it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Poyeo. And it says, this is under biblical usage. It says to make with the names of things made to produce, construct, form, fashion.
Going to them Coliseums,
Right.
the image of this beast. You got it, brother. That's the spirit.
It says to be the authors of the cause, to make ready, to prepare, to produce, bear, shoot forth, to acquire, to provide a thing for oneself, to make a thing of something.
Yeah.
You know, you got the
Right.
Yeah. So, well, I ain't get to get it finished. I think I finished up with Daniel, but y'all get the point, man. These kingdoms were measured, and the United States would be revived as an extension of Rome, and this would be that kingdom, with the 10 toes that the Lord would come back and, take down. You know what I mean? His second coming, and it makes sense because the Most High built the greatest thing in the earth to take it down to show His power. So it all makes sense. He didn't build some little, baby boy kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That we could just get ourselves out of trouble with. No, he put us in the worst case scenario behind enemy lines to where we would have a savior, right? He would have to send out his arm, his right hand, Yahweh Shai, to come save us out in a glorious fashion because this beast runs the earth. So, yes, please.
This is Psalm 75, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but Yahweh is the down one and setteth up."
Yeah, and that reminds me of 2nd Ezra 6:9. Jacob is the beginning, Esau is the end.
Yeah.
Because it's the Most High that's gonna give us the kingdom and set us up. It ain't really us.
That's right.
We couldn't do it.
That's right.
If it was up to us, even with this knowledge, if it was up to us to go do it, it's like, okay,
Right.
how are we gonna do that?
That's a beautiful precept. I got one for you.
Go ahead, bro.
Unless you want something else.
This
God, this
I'm
is
step down after this.
okay. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 19.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, "Dearly beloved, avenge
Yeah,
not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath.
Yeah.
For it is written, vengeance is mine.
Right.
I will repay, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua."
Grab Revelation 14:12.
Hey, if I can say too, I ain't seen the video, but I heard the trauma of it. The guy that got burned alive in the Tesla. You know what I'm saying? That's just to show the Lord is going to repay you for your doings. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting away with nothing. And most of the time, the Lord sets it up to where you can get done up in the most worst way.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get caught up. When we be hearing about a lot of these jakes that get caught up, they get caught up in the worst way.
Yeah.
And then look at what's happening with Esau right now, right? That precept that I brought down, Esau couldn't have gotten power. Psalms 75 and 7. Esau couldn't have got put up unless the Most High put him up.
Right.
That man is the basis of men. He's the lowest of all the men on the earth. How in the world can he get put up unless the Most High put him up, right? But out of all the wickedness Esau done did upon the earth, right, the Lord gonna kill this dude with thermonuclear missiles.
Right.
That's the worst type of destruction that you can possibly think of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the worst way out. So you're not getting away with nothing.
That's why I said don't avenge yourself, because we couldn't do that.
No, we couldn't do that.
But that,
if I can make a point to that Tesla, the man wanted to get out, and there was men outside of that Tesla trying to get him out, but the fire was so hot they couldn't reach in there and pull him out.
Beautiful.
And the Lord just had him just sitting there, having like The Apostle Tahar said having a moment. He's having a moment.
Oh, Tesla's gonna be hell for a lot of people. Man.
Us knowing this, all we have to do is wait. Let's end on Rev 14:12.
God. Revelation 14:12.
Yeah.
It says, "Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Shai."
Yeah.
And go on to 13.
No, that's good, man. We'll close there because here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
God.
The hardest thing about this thing is not taking the vengeance on our own and trying to justify ourselves. It's just waiting on the Lord. Like I know the elder was here for a minute. He mentioned that Zephaniah 3:8, waiting on the Lord. It's his determination. And we see the Lord gathering the nations. We see him waking up the dry bones. We see him, moving all these chess pieces because he's about to make a move for us. All right, so I'm gonna step down.
Right, bro. Say it on camera.
Yeah, so like brothers going into the deadly one was healed, talking about Babylon, Babal. Hey, but we're gonna talk about the end game of America. So we're just going to Revelation 18.
I can have camera.
Hey, if I can say real quick, 'cause I wanted to say when the brother was up, just referencing how much America identifies with Rome. You had the denarius, which was the coin of Rome. And what was the Romans doing at the latter end of their empire? They were shaving the coin to make new coins, and they were inflating the currency, right? And their armies were spread thin. What is happening in Babylon today toward its latter end? They're inflating their currency, and their armies are spread thin. You see what I'm saying? This is the same. This is literally a carbon copy of the Roman Empire. You got it out.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll just start from Revelation 18:1.
Time. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, in the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean, hateful bird.
Yeah, so Babylon is the Babal, which means confusion. I seen a picture today of one of those androgynous spirits, and one half this thing was the bride, and one thing was the groom.
That's awful.
You got certain stores that say, hey, if you're a man, you can go inside a woman's bathroom. And that store promotes all types of freaks. I wouldn't suggest bring your children into that store. It starts with a T. All right, you are with the red on top of it. Anyway,
we know.
There's a bunch of abominations here. Women with OnlyFans pages.
Right.
All right. This is a total confusion where the woman thinks she's over the man. All right. So this place is full of confusion, man. Can you read that from verse 2 again?
This is Revelation 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, in the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
All right. Did you get? We'll just skip ahead. Go to Revelation, I think 18 and 10, where it talks about the time frame of this place being destroyed. Now, if a brother can do the math and figure out from 2024 to 1776.
This is Revelation 18, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, and the kings of the earth who had committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Could you get that word bewail in the blue letter?
Kind of.
All right, that's going to these other countries. They can't make money off the United States anymore, man. So they're gonna be well and moan. They're like, damn.
Yeah.
They go to bag,
Yeah.
There goes the bag, man. Because the United States, they really don't, everything is like really imported here, man. Are you not, that's why you have the Panama Canal. You have certain bodies of water where they can bring in stuff from other countries to the United States, man. All right, this place is known for their commerce, and we were part of the commerce, all right, in the cargo slave ships. So these nations are going to be well for Babylon the Great being destroyed.
This is Bewail Strong's 2799, and it says Kaleo, and it's to mourn, weep, lament, weeping as a sign of pain and grief for the thing signified.
They gonna feel pain in them pockets, man. Damn. I made money off this bitch, man. Damn, I had a fast lick called America, man. All right, that's what they're gonna do. So yeah, go into verse 10 if you don't mind.
Fine.
Read the top.
So this is verse 10. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Yeah, 1 hour. So the brother did the math. I think since 1776, it's 300 years of existence of Babylon. Now we don't know how far we're gonna be here. We're not sitting up here telling you on this day. No, we're just saying in all this existence of 1776, all right, you had the Spanish-American War. You had the Revolutionary War, 1776. You had the French-Indian War. This place is really about to get invaded, man. All right, we don't know the time frame, but in 1 hour, all this existence is going to be done away with. And it, go back to verse 2.
This Revelation 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yeah, so what does that mean? Go to Isaiah the 13th chapter. I think it's let me see. Isaiah 13. I think it's around 1 sec. But yeah, there's not gonna be any human beings. The product Esau has it to where they make these post-apocalyptic movies where they just walk the Book of Eli. That's a post-apocalyptic movie. Tongue twister. Stammer lips. Post-apocalyptic movie.
There we go.
Where all of a sudden humans are gonna be able to exist after this thermonuclear destruction. Yeah. So what's gonna be here is this.
This is Isaiah 13 and 19. And it says, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellently, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
And this place is known for Sodom and Gomorrah, man. This place is the modern day Chaldean. Look at your TV screen, man. They're watching you while you sleep, and then you be watching the football game, because yeah, we do watch the game sometimes. Some brothers do. I will say that.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have these commercials you'll have this witchcraft of Gillette, the best a man can get. Shave your beard. And they got the Baconator. Then they got two men broken up on each other, man. That's that witchcraft that these Chaldeans were pushing out in the ancient days, and it's the form of witchcraft here in America, man. You know, these women that wear all this tons of makeup, all this witchcraft that's going on here in America, man.
You're right.
It's gonna be like when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, man. And that was quick. That was a quick judgment. And according to Revelation 18, America 60 minutes. All right, it's gonna be over with, man.
It's literal hour. Hey, I was watching the TikTok. I was gonna do a video about it. Well, actually, I did do a video about it last night. But it was an old military vet, and he was talking about how America does not have the military might to fight any war. Yeah. Say any war. It said they don't have the military to fight any war across the world. Like the America's military is completely through.
You talking about McGregor?
No, I don't know who it been. So it might have been McGregor. It might have been. I don't know. But I was just watching him. I'm like, man, he is going in, and I'm sitting up here like, my man, right?
Yeah.
You when you're financially strapped, when you have feminized your military.
Yeah, they did that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got all these women in your military. You done lowered the standards of entry into the military. Yeah. Your population as a whole, your pool to pull men from, is they all fat and out of shape with heart conditions and shit. You know,
on drugs,
and drugged out,
popping mollies and shit. 18 years old.
You got it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to add to what you're saying right now, because we've been talking about Rome and stuff, right? Well, don't you know, with the ancient Roman Empire, their military was depleted, and they ended up bringing in the barbarians, which are pretty much the Germanic tribes. And so even right now, they're promising citizenship to these migrants to join the military and all that stuff. So it's all happening, all over again.
Hey, the scriptures are undefeated. Yeah. What has been done shall be done. Again, there's no new thing under the sun, man. You got it, bro.
Go back to that Isaiah 13. That's like 3 more scriptures.
I got you. So this going down to verse 20, it says, "It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
So it's not, you're not gonna be able to say, yeah, 200 years from now, because Esau talked this, 200 years from now, we're gonna do this, we're gonna be on Mars. No, it's not gonna be that, homeboy.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be any Baltimore. All right, you should be happy if you live in Baltimore that Baltimore gonna be destroyed, and you hopefully can get saved. If you live in Los Angeles, California, that should be good news to you. Atlanta, Georgia, New York, all right, Seattle, all right, Rhode Island. No matter where you live at, from sea to shining sea, it's gonna be be gone in 60 minutes, man. And we hope to be on those chariots, man, because that's the only vehicle to get up out of here. That's right. All right, like it says in Isaiah 26 and 20. Lord willing, we can get to that, but continue on in
God. Continuing on, it says, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there.
That's going back to that Revelation 18, man. These other nations, they can't make that fast, quick buck off the United States, man.
Yeah.
All right? They're gonna be, they can't milk the cow no more, so to speak.
Yeah.
Good.
Because you got to remember, too, none of these other nations experience wealth like they have until the United States.
Right.
came on the scene.
Right. Good.
You know what I'm saying? Like $1 billion? I don't think a person could fathom how much $1 billion is. You say it just rolls off the tongue like it's nothing.
Right.
And I believe like 1 million seconds, like if you want to do it in seconds, 1 million seconds is like 90 days or something like that.
That's great.
1 billion seconds is 35 years. So that's the difference between 1 million and 1 billion. You see what I'm saying? So you're talking about some of these cats got hundreds of trillions.
Yeah.
Like you ain't getting that unless America was here.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna continue on with this. And it says, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Verse 21, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and the strays shall dance there. Satyrs.
Matter of fact, could you get that?
Satyrs.
Can you get that satyrs in the Hebrew?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be no humans being here, man. You're not gonna be walking around in hazard masks. We're here in post-apocalyptic America. No. All right, it's gonna be desert creatures like owls. All right, scorpions. These type of animals that can deal with radioactive, activity, man.
Right.
All right.
Unclean beasts.
The unclean beasts, exactly. These unclean birds. So on and so forth.
Okay.
Well, because it said it's inhabitable.
Yeah.
It's uninhabitable, man. Uninhabitable, you mean it goes in like, being unable to dwell, man.
Habitate.
We're gonna be able to prosper over here when this place is destroyed, man.
Yeah, right.
This is gonna be like a never-ending desert, man.
Like Sodom and Gomorrah.
So this is Sa'ir. This is from HA163 Sa'ir, and it's goes into hairy, he-goat, buck, a sacrificial animal, a satyr, may refer to a demon, possessed goat like a swine.
Wow.
Of Gadara.
Yeah, the scriptures also talk about newly created creatures, man.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine what's going to be over here past the destruction of Babylon the Great, man.
Right.
You finished on that, Isaiah?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Did you go to 20?
I'll went down to 21.
Okay, con. Yeah, so let's go back to Revelation 18. I think we're in verse 3, I believe.
God, this Revelation 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of the fornication.
Yeah. Could you get Jeremiah 51:7 right quick? Because they've accepted the democracy. You got a country called the Democratic Republic of Congo in the continent of Africa. They have accepted the feminism. They have accepted the LGBTQYZ liberal community, man.
And then too, this shows you how stupid these people are, because Democrat Republic, they don't even go together.
Right. That makes
Democratic
sense.
Republic of Congo. Them two don't even fucking go together, man. That's an oxymoron, man.
That's what make you think.
You said Isaiah 51:7?
Jeremiah 51:7.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah 51:7. And it reads, it says, Babylon had been the golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drinking of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
They've been drinking of all these philosophies, man. In these different countries, they got Starbucks, they got women driving. They got all types of Western influence over there in these other countries. Now they're pissed off. They're tired of America's influence.
Yep.
They have turned that fifth up, and then now they're just staggering, and they're just drunk off the philosophies of Babylon the Great. Like in countries, like for example, countries like India, they have legalized the same-sex marriages like your boy Obama did when he was in office.
Wow.
Years later, it is going east towards India, man. That's an example. You know.
When I was just looking up today, I was just researching the day countries that still did arranged marriages in India. I think they were at one of the top. Mostly just Asian countries that still do it. So for you to say that, that's kind of wild, man, because that's like a traditional thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like they losing it, bro.
They still got countries, man. They, I think it's Kazakhstan, man. They do the what they would call lay holding seas, which a lot of people get stumbled off of. They do it in Kazakhstan. They go after the woman, they take her, and they wife her, man. The woman crying and shit. And then you got these simple ass Americans. This is this and this. Women's rights. And that's another thing.
Right.
Women's rights. You watch these articles. In 2024, they're campaigning for women's rights.
Off.
All right, and that's part of the wine, man. Women being over the men.
That's right.
You know, when the Bible gives you order, like it says in Numbers 27 and 16, set a man over the congregation.
Yeah,
And then it says like I believe in the book of Sirach 25 or 26, where it says give water. I think it's 26 and 25. It says give water no passage, neither give a wicked woman liberty to guide abroad.
right.
And the reason why the Lord said give water no passage is because water is a destructive force.
It is.
Like when you look at a tsunami, a big ass wave that comes in, it destroys everything, right?
Yeah.
So he's referencing the wickedness of a woman to heavy ass water and how destructive it is. These damn devils done allowed these women off the leash. Now what you got? A super high abortion rate. You got effeminate ass men. You got woman over the men. You know what I'm saying? You got no fathers in the household. You got all of these things. That is a Babylonian trait,
But
man.
the brother I know said, what did they do with their freedom? Every girl got them OnlyFans page now.
it.
That's what they did with their freedom.
Wow.
When men have built civilizations,
That's what they did.
y'all went out and made OnlyFans pages.
And I'm successful.
Let's go back to Revelation 18 and 3.
Kind. This Revelation 18 and 3. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Yeah, you go to verse 4. We already established that these other nations are milking this heifer called the United States, man.
Yeah,
Kind. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plague.
All right, could you get Isaiah 26 and 20 to explain that one? Because that's not going into what was taught was people were teaching that's going into arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. That's going to actually being beamed up into the chariots, man. That's what Revelation 18 and 4 is talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Kind. This is Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy
It
chamber.
says my people. It don't say the whole world.
right.
It don't say everybody that believes in Jesus shall be saved. All right. It says my people. Who's God's people? The Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And you guys need to stop coming on the comment board talking about, well, how do we prove that Native Americans and Hispanics are Israelites? There's been countless of videos. Look it up. All right, we're not gonna sit here and do no dissertation on the comment board. It's a simple click. GMS, Latinos are Israelites. GMS, Mexicans are Israelites. GMS, Native Americans are Israelites. You'll get 2 hours, 1 hour videos that can explain it to you. But you gotta have faith and you gotta believe.
I got a precept on that real quick. This is Romans 8 and 16. You know, this is it. Color and ethnicity are just indicators.
Right.
But when it all comes down to it, it comes down to the spirit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
This is Romans 8 and 16. It says, the spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, and when you go into 1 Corinthians, it talks about how he that is spiritual minds spiritual things. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not spiritual, of course you'll be a big nose, you know, wide nose nigga woman talking about some Stop calling them Israelites. They're not us.
Right.
And the ones that you think look like us ain't us.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There
Like,
you go.
get out of here, man. You don't understand what it's saying. That's why you're not supposed to teach. What you got, bro?
Yeah. You got Israelites around the world. You got Israelites in Vietnam and Japan doing that Memphis dance, the jig dance.
Oh, right.
Juking, whatever. You know, they're doing that. That ain't no heathen, man. Moab can't even walk across the street, man. Right. Let alone dance. Right. So that's got to be Israelites, man. The scriptures talk about we the salt of the earth.
That's right, baby.
So let's go back to the Isaiah 26.
That's right.
This Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20. It says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as if it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed."
All right, what's the indignation? Can somebody get Zechariah 14 and 12?
I got a quick one.
Go ahead, bro.
Revelation 15 and 2. "And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High."
You got it, bro.
Yeah, so, you know, as the brothers beautifully saying, we're going to get beamed up into the chariots. That's going into us being beamed up into the chariots, you know. And we're literally going to be on like a sea of glass. We're going to be able to see through the chariots.
Only with our eyes.
The destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America.
Right.
You know, and rejoicing with the victory, because we stood so stiffly against this horde, Babylon the Great, against this great beast system.
That's it.
Which is NATO and EU.
That's it, cut.
Right, bro.
Zechariah.
Yeah, Zechariah 14 and 12.
This is Zechariah 14 and 12 going into the play. I'm gonna start at verse 11, and it says, "And men shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more utter." Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to verse 12. Slack it. That's not it. This is verse 12, and it says, "And there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth."
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know about you, man. It's bad enough burning your hand on the damn stove.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Or with a glue gun. That's even worse, man. Damn, man. This little glue gun. But imagine 200 million warheads hitting America, and then you got all these oil reserves here. You know, trees.
Shit, you got volcanoes. Like you got that caldera in Yellowstone that's active.
Yeah.
Imagine if that get hit with a missile. It's gonna be like,
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
it's gonna be
hey,
bad.
that's that indignation.
Right,
That's why we out here, all right, in the cold. All right, we had to go to work, but we had to do what we had to do, man, to preach this word. You know, presenting a body living sacrifice.
That's right, bro.
Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah.
That's right.
You know?
And that word indignation, that's the Lord's righteous anger.
Yep.
Because it's rightly so that this place get judged.
Yep.
I got the definition of indignation. It's the definition of indignation. It says angry or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. So ultimately, man, hey, these people been treating us so wrong, man. But it's a righteous judgment, man.
That's right.
You know, these heathens, we went into all the captivity that Israel been, you know, the Assyrian, down to the Babylonian, to Greece, to Rome. Now we back in the same Roman Empire captivity, being treated unfair, all right, and provoke Yahweh Shem Shah to anger, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, if I could just, I was watching the TikTok earlier, and this Judite woman was going down a list of the reparations that was paid to Babylon for the wrong, paid from Babylon to all the people that they did wrong.
Yeah, right.
Asians,
Right, yup,
Canadians,
yup.
you know what I'm saying?
Israel.
Israel, all down the list, and then it said slavery reparations for black people.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
Like they
We
got
get affirmative action.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We get it's like, y'all have a special kind of hatred for us,
Yeah,
don't y'all?
right.
That shows that we the people.
Yeah.
The scripture says, "Who should bemoan thee, O Jerusalem?" Who is Jerusalem? The people who haven't received any reparations. Why? Because the scripture says, "No man gonna buy you. Yahweh Shah gonna redeem them."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I got This is Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
That's right.
You know? So, as the brother was saying, as we just brought out in Zechariah, the Lord is going to destroy this devil, destroy this place, and he's going to put him in a hellish condition. You know what I'm saying? Like, this devil is not going to rise up. It ain't going to be no Agenda 2030 where, you know, they start rebuilding and creating a whole new face of cities upon the earth. No. The Lord is tired of you, and you can tell that the Lord is tired of Esau, because at what time did the Lord start revealing this devil like this instead of now?
Right.
Your iniquities have reached up to the heavens, man. Right. So the Lord is now revealing you so he can get this ball rolling, man. He can get this war starting. Like, look, Kim Jong-un just said, hey, we going to war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Iran going to war. South Korea going to war. You know what I'm saying? You got Russia already at war. You got a war in Israel. Like, come on now. You got the earth itself, because the scriptures talk about how the earth itself is out of course. You got the earth spitting up crystal quartz and roads and stuff like that. Tsunamis. You know what I'm saying? There's all type of earthquakes, all type of craziness. Grasshoppers alive in the mountains of Colorado when they shouldn't even be there. You know what I'm saying? It should be freezing cold right now, and you got the world is out of course. So you think that the Lord gonna allow you devil to get a reset? Man, get the hell out of here.
Right.
You resetting into slavery, man.
That's right. That's right.
Great reset to that pit, man.
Right.
We're gonna get these last two scriptures in Revelation 18, 5 and 6 and close on out.
This Revelation 18. Revelation 18 and verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven.
Yeah, one way her sins reach into heaven is through prayer, man. And us being out here, you know, sighing and crying. You know, Lord willing, we be out there on Saturday doing the same thing on the altar, complaining to Yahweh Shem Shah to get this man out of power, man. That's right. You know, I'm tired of seeing Esau every day without chains, man. Straight up. The scripture say you should meditate terror. I'm gonna keep it to myself. But hey, the end of Esau is coming to an end, like it says in 2nd Ezra 6. Her sins have reached to heaven. All right, the Heavenly Father is hearing all these complaints. Oh man, you know, this and that. So these prayers that we say, you know, are powerful.
Right. Kind of continuing on, and it says, "In the Most High have remembered her iniquities, reward her even as she rewarded you.
That's right.
Double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her double."
So it's not looking good for Esau, Edom, and these other nations. We'll close out on 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6 just real quick.
Oh, beautiful.
Just real quick, because this is not unrighteous what we're speaking, man.
Seeing
it's
it as a righteous
scriptures, the holy scriptures that is collecting dust in your house, man.
All right, and I was gonna get something similar to close out on this too.
That's the one right there.
2 Thessalonians 1 and 6, it says, seeing that it's a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a righteous thing with the Most High. All right, for the things that they put us through. Now it was prophesied we're going into slavery, but he took it too far, man. Book breaking, you know, all types of atrocities. That's Derby's dose. You know, adultery at a high rate. Gator babies. So it's a righteous thing that the Most High destroys this place in 1 hour. And get rid of all these heathen kingdoms that we just mentioned in this, you know, street teaching, and set up one that is profitable. All right, with Yahweh Shah and the Israelites, man. So, Lord, when I was edifying, once again, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to all you Akim that's pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. Shalom.
Shalom.